I know this is my list. Weight redistribution hitch. Waylon not to rush. Still rushing.
So, what's the topic of this video?
Experience post PDI. Okay, letting some cars pass us since we're slow. It's an overwhelming process, about 5 hours if not more, even when prepped. So we didn't have a checkoff list, but we recorded most part on video.
Well, we did have a checkoff list, we just left it because we kind of had it memorized to a certain
Not
extent.
memorized, but an overall idea.
We had a general idea.
Yeah. Day off, eat well, long ways plus longer to get back.
Yep, yep.
So these are my notes. And this is all of it.
Okay, how you want to start it off?
No clue. So the purpose of this video is to share our experience with the PDI process.
Got it home?
In 3 days, it's going to be a month that we're full-time RVing. Since we got the RV, we've been living on a campground for a month. It's going to be a month and 3 days. And we are going to move to another campground. We are excited about the process. So we will get to practice the setup process again and making sure we got everything checked off the list. Slides are pulled in, nothing is left out, every door is locked, to make sure we transition successfully and with no problems.
Purpose of this video is what? It was stressful. It took a long time, so have a good breakfast before you get to the dealer, and hopefully you have an appointment. Not even hopefully, make sure you have an appointment that starts the minute they open, because hopefully you'll be there and thoroughly go over everything. A little bit after lunchtime you'll be gone, hopefully, because you still got to get home with it or wherever you're going afterwards. So just plan for a long day.
Which means you probably want to take a day off if it's a weekday, which it probably will be. You want to make sure that you're ready for the weather. If it's too hot, make sure you wear appropriate clothing, because half of the PDI process, and even post PDI, you'll probably be outside in 90 degrees where it's super hot. Make sure you're hydrated and you have water.
Depending on where you live.
It's okay, but we're sharing our experience,
Yeah.
right? Go one step at a time. Try not to rush, because about an hour, after the first hour being into the process of PDI, which usually takes about 2 hours.
At least.
Okay, we gotta define PDI and what it was. So the first hour, hour and a half, no, I would say the first hour and a half or 2 are the PDI. Part of it is outside and the other part of it is inside. If it's a hot day, you'll be happy to be inside while you're checking if your AC is working. Just a tiny note. After the PDI, there's 4 steps. So PDI, then we went over the basic stuff and maintenance for the RV in relation to our contract and the warranty that comes with it the first year, I think, right?
Yeah, I don't think they had to do that. They just kind of...
We had it done. We're
They did it
sharing
for us.
our experience,
Yeah.
Waylon. What's the purpose of this video?
Post PDI experience. That's what we're sharing with you.
The third step, the third step was the store.
RV store.
So the third
Parts
step was
department.
the RV store, and they gave us a $50 gift card. And it was actually a cool process, because they go over step by step of what we need. And although we were prepping for this process for over a year, there were maybe a few things that we were still unaware of or unsure that we need or don't need, and it was explained very well to us. And the 4th process is the last one, finances. And
Finance, we pretty much had it in place already a week prior through the dealer. that was a breeze as well. So, then after the financing, I mean, I would say a non-reputable dealer, they would have just kind of turned you loose. All right, here you go, here's the keys. But I feel like they did go above and beyond. You know, they went outside, and well, we went outside, and there were people waiting for us to set up our weight distribution hitch, which I had already had it somewhat set up, and although I still had to make some adjustments after we got home, that's another story. But yeah, they didn't just give us the keys and turn it loose. They helped us attach the trailer to the truck and check our lights and everything else.
So they were very nice to us in letting us use cameras to film the whole process, at least for the PDI, because no matter how much you prep, which lists you print out and take with you, it's still overwhelming, it's a lot, and you don't want to be there with additional pen and paper trying to write stuff down while information keeps going and going.
Yeah, it's stressful. There's no way you can remember everything. Even the little small details, it helps. If you can watch your video afterwards and refresh your memory, it just simplifies everything once you do get back to a campground or to your house of how things work. And just some of the little small details that your tech might mention to you, whether he has to or not, it's helpful information. So
if you haven't seen ever how a PDI process goes, watch our previous videos.
Yeah, forgive us if the audio wasn't that great, but if you watch it on your phone, you can hear it a lot better versus watching on TV. Just a little small tidbit information. Okay, yeah. What's another?
We've been prepping for this process, researching whatever's related to RV life, full-time RVing, and travel trailers for about a year now. And we didn't have much dealers to choose from, but we went with a local dealer, and we were wondering if we should use a PDI inspector with us. Right?
Yeah, the RVIA official PDI inspector, and you should pay anywhere from like $300 on up to probably $500, $600, $700.
Because we've seen so many videos on YouTube where everybody gets ripped off. The PDI process is like 30 minutes or an hour, and then something breaks the moment they sign the check and everybody leaves. Everybody forgets them. And we've been contacting our dealers so many times, even prior to pre-ordering the RV, that we truly believe that it was under control and we didn't need the inspector.
I wouldn't even say we contacted them that much.
I don't know.
It was initial. I went to the dealership and kind of found out they were having a convention center, an RV show, so the owner wasn't there and most of the salesmen weren't there. So I met them at the show, and that's when I talked to them about the whole process of buying and how I was a little nervous about the whole deal just because of all the stories you hear. Then the next time I talked to him verbally, I talked to the owner verbally over the phone and set up a date to come in or put down a deposit and sign a pre-purchase agreement, which in the state of Virginia pretty much says that you buy the RV right then on the spot by signing this agreement. That's another story as well. We had a little bit more written into the contract where he would allow us to back out. So
that's what I wanted.
Yeah. So the third time we spoke to the dealer was a pre delivery inspection. So he had it written in our contract whenever I put a down payment on the RV that we could come to the dealer, do like a pre-inspection to decide whether we wanted to follow through the actual purchase, and he would give us our deposit back and back out of it if we felt like it wasn't up to standard and it just wasn't what we were kind of envisioning, you know. But everything turned out to be good, as we inspected the best we could to the best of our knowledge.
So just to clarify, a week before the official PDI, we were able to come in and check out our travel trailer, obviously without it being hooked up to water and stuff, but just overall. Look at it, feel it, touch it, pull stuff out. So we were able to complete, let's say, at least 1/3 of the official part of the PDI ahead of time.
Say that. So we saw him initially to talk to the owner. The second time was verbally to set up a schedule to put down payment to get the purchase, the pre-order set up. The third time was to do the pre-inspection before the actual PDI to see if we wanted to follow through with the purchase, and the fourth time was the actual PDI and finalization of the purchase. So yeah.
So overall, that one day when we purchased our RV took, I guess, we were there for about 5.5 hours total, and we did not have lunch. We did not have lunch.
Yeah. Would have been a lot longer than 5 or 6 hours if we wouldn't have been prepared for it and did our inspection.
But would have been shorter as well if we wouldn't have asked all the questions we asked during the PDI process and the overall process, because if you're not so prepared and you don't have the checkoff list, then you're not going to think about some things that you will encounter later on, which are important.
Thoughts and feelings post PDI.
So when we left the So when we left, you're gonna show it during the video.
So when we left
the RV dealership with our new home attached to us, it obviously took a lot longer to get back to the house that we were renting for the last few days.
Because we say we went to a local dealership, but it was still 100 miles away. So, and we try not to exceed 55 miles an hour, just because, I don't know, all the horror stories you hear about the China bomb tires. So.
And they do recommend not going over 60 miles per hour.
Well, the tires are rated for 75 on the sidewall. It says that's what they're rated for.
But I think the dealership told us not to go over 65, and our personal goal is try not to go over 60.
Point being, it took a good, I don't know, probably 2-3 hours to get home, because we still hadn't eaten anything, so we stopped and ate. So.
And we also went to the cat scale.
Yep, directly from the dealer to the cat scale.
To find out that our weight redistribution hitch that was attached wasn't distributing the weight as we needed it to.
I mean, it was good enough, but it wasn't what you would like for it to be.
So we knew we need to tweak some things, and that's what we've been doing with the redistribution hitch for the next day.
So just plan for a long day. So after the PDI was done, we hooked up and we left. Yep. Yeah, headed
we just
home.
talked about it 3 minutes ago.
Headed home to our brick and mortar, because we still had to move out of that place that we were rented. And what we realized was 2,600 square feet was hard to fit all of that stuff into about 260 square feet.
It's not that we had a lot of things, but since we occupied a larger surface, just sorting out what we would really need for this lifestyle versus what we had and can donate or throw away, that was a little struggle.
Yep. We already have before we even left the dealer, we were able to make a 3-month appointment post purchase. It's where we come in and they just, if we have any warranty issues, the appointment's already set there for us. If we have any issues that might require parts or anything, they told us, and I want to say they've already checked back with us. Give them a heads up so they can possibly order parts if need be, if something's wrong, or I don't know, an appliance or something. But so far everything's been perfect. I can't see us needing anything. You know? Now that's not to say I haven't done a lot of preventive maintenance already, as far as things do rust real quick. You know, so I've already started painting the chassis before the rust starts popping up and gets out of hand, I guess you could say. I waxed the whole exterior of the RV with RV Marine wax. It's designed for fiberglass. So yeah, went ahead and do the exterior of the walls. And just from doing that, you put your hands all over the trailer, you see all the seals and all the welds and everything. You see how it's put together and how well it's put together. So yeah, I don't really see much to worry about for this 3-month inspection. Although it is scheduled and it is in place, and maybe they see something that I haven't seen. The one thing I guess I am a little concerned with about the AC is it doesn't blow as hard as I think it should, but it's still, I mean, 90-degree days, granted we're under shade, complete shade, one AC completely cools just fine, and it's intermittent. It doesn't like it. It's not like it has to run full time to keep up either, and it still keeps it 20 degrees below the ambient temp. But it's still a little concerning. Now, granted, we got the extra secondary AC to where it really, like, we've only had to use it a couple times, but still, point being, we haven't had any problems. I'm just wondering if any other owners with the same type of make and model RV that we have, if their AC blows harder, wondering if our duct work is all in place, or has it detached itself somewhere and it's cooling the whole upper shell of the RV, if you want to call it that. So, yeah, I don't have anything else to say.
Personally, I believe the AC's fine. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions in relation to the PDI process, please message us and hit the like button and follow us. Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Thank you.